Now I've pulled off the masking tape, and overall it looks pretty good, but I wanted to show you a couple things. I'm not going to zoom in because it could get blurry. You just have to trust me. When I cut in, I put 2 coats up here, and I used my little paintbrush, and I thought it was going really nice, and then I just kind of whisked it on there. And I should have been more careful, because I see right in here I didn't get a full 2-coat coverage right there and right up over there, and another spot along here, right there. Man, I should have been more careful with that. And what I should have done is, before I pulled the masking tape off, I could have looked up there real close and I could have seen, okay, there's a little bit I missed, there's a little bit, and done that. As it is, I got 2 choices. I can try to cut that in with my paintbrush along there, or I can put up a little bit more masking tape in the areas where I didn't cover all the way. Now, did I do that for a reason? Did I do that on purpose? You're just going to have to decide that. You know, for your benefit or what. And once you pull everything off, you can stand back and you can look and see how nice of a tape line you did it all the way along here. If you got it down just a hair too low, and if you got a contrasting color, obviously you're going to see exactly where your tape was just a hair too high, just a hair too low, and all that. You're going to have to decide if you're going to try to cut it in a little bit, touch it up now and again in different places, or put a little bit more masking tape up there and try again. Hey, you get better as you go. The next time you do it, you're just going to get that much better. You know, that's what you do. You learn when you start doing things yourself. Now see up here, right there, from there to about there, the masking tape dipped down, you know, less than a 32nd of an inch, but I can see it. And when I'm standing back, I see that, and that's not what I want somebody to look at and say, oh yeah, Joe did a pretty good job. Look right there, he didn't cut that in very well. You might not be able to see it too well on the video, but you know, you just have to kind of look and step back. And I see another place right up over in there where the tape line was just a hair low. I don't know if you can see that or not. I'm going to point it out to you. From there to about there. And I'm going to put another little piece of masking tape up here, from here over, so I get that cut in nice and tight. You know? So when you use masking tape to cut in, is it going to be a once only and you're going to do a 100% job every single time? Maybe, maybe not. The better you get, obviously, maybe the second or third time you do it, you won't have to go back. But if you want a 100% good job, you can look at it and make a decision. Do you have time to touch up this wall a little bit and make it just a hair better, or not? Now I see also right here, right down in there, I should probably do a little touch-up paint there. And if you think you're going to use your little paintbrush and you're not going to get it on that white baseboard or anything like that, and if you're not really good at cut-in, you're probably going to get some on the baseboard, then you're going to try to wipe that off. Now all of a sudden you're going to have a big mess, and then you're going to be afraid to do cut-in. Okay? So I'm going to put some blue masking tape there, and that's what I would recommend you do too. You know, when you get all done, you want nice crisp lines all the way around it. Now, I would say this is 98% good. Could you live with it this way? Yeah, you could. But I'm doing this for somebody else, and I always like to get in the habit of doing things 100%. Go the extra mile, even if it's for yourself. You know, you'll be glad you did. All right, so I'm going to spend a little bit more time on this, and then I will be done. Yeah, I ended up masking off that little bit there. One little spot there, there, and there. And then I'm also going to do that right down there. Now, if this was not an accent dark color, you know, if the wall would have ended up being real close to the ceiling, you never would have seen any of that. But once you get with accent walls, you've got to use this masking tape. You've got to do a nice job. And I'm still going to use this cheap little paintbrush. Yeah, that's all I use for this entire job. And it's going to turn out nice and crisp, just like that line there, and everything else down at the baseboard and along the side there. You know, that's what you can get with this crusty old paintbrush. 99 cents or $1.39. And that's all I'm going to use. That's all I did use. Okay, so I'm just going to throw a little bit more paint up there. And is this something you can do? Of course it is. As long as you know how to use a masking tape and put on a straight line. The key is putting on a straight line. And I'll show you how to do that in a minute. Here's a good way to put your masking tape on. It's like I say, your lines are only going to be as straight as you can put the masking tape on. And I've seen some people put it on like this, and then they pull their tape out like that, and then they try to take this and line it up like that. And you can do that, and then take this next one and try to line it up. But it's harder to do it that way, and you're not assured of as straight as a line. I mean, I can get it pretty good that way, okay? But there's always room for error that way. You know, a better way, this gets you really close, is you put it down there. Okay, now don't pull out hardly, you know, maybe 6 to 9 inches or so of this tape. Now take the whole tape and just roll it down the wall. And keep this tight up to the wall. Roll it down. All the way down. And boom, you got a perfectly straight line there. Now pull this out. Hold that right there with your thumb. Take that, roll it down. Make sure you're down tight to the base, and then just take it and push down. Hold it and roll down. And you wanna still look along there. If your wall has a little bow or something like that, obviously your tape roll is going to follow that. You know what I mean? Now you don't want to pull this out too far. You can pull it out further, but then you get a chance of if your wall's got a little wave in it or something like that. Okay? And you just want to take your time. And that's a good way to put your masking tape on. Okay, I've got that painted right there, and I've painted up there now. It didn't take me very long. Just had to do it a little bit better. Okay, it took me, I don't know, 5 minutes. And now I'm going to be assured of a really nice job. I'm going to let that dry now before I take the masking tape down. And then I'll show you what it looks like. That's all I got for this time. But I'll be back with more videos.